Hello, everybody. It's 9:10. Welcome to Minnesota Live.
Minnesota Live's Drive Week continues this morning as we talk about anger on the roads.
In a recent study, 82% of drivers admit to road rage or aggressive driving in just the last year. The Zebra surveyed nearly 1,000 people, and many say tailgating and distracted driving can often trigger anger for drivers. So what do we do when we get upset on the road? Dr. Karin Ryan with Nystrom and Associates is here to talk more about it. Doctor?
I kind of smiled reading this because we were just unloading all of our road rage incidents on Dr. Ryan.
And sharing, right? That we all have them, and we're all on all sides of them. Like,
Start with the very basic. What is it? People lose their minds in their cars. I'm the same way. What is it about being in that space and in that environment that causes road rage?
yeah. When you think about you're in your car and you have no control over sometimes how that other person is driving, what traffic is like, and when we are feeling stressed and we've had some stuff kind of like building up, it comes out because we don't have any control, and that makes us feel kind of powerless and sometimes angry. And so oftentimes it's kind of a buildup of things that we're experiencing outside of our car that then are, it's like a pressure cooker within there. Yeah.
What you say makes sense, Doctor.
Do you think that like some people are more prone to road rage than other people?
Yeah. So when you think about road rage, there's some times when we're going to be more prone to it, right? So that's if we're experiencing like a lot of stress in our life. So if we have a lot of things going on in a stressful life, then we're going to be more rushed, right? We're not going to have as much time, then we're going to be less patient. If we have anger, if we're prone to kind of like anger and hostility, we kind of have that in us, that can be obviously make us more prone to it. Another piece I like to highlight is people won't love to think of themselves this way, but I encourage you to just take a second. Like, is there a sense of entitlement of like, in the mindset of like, my time, my drive, my world is more important than yours?
Oh, for sure.
And so that's
something
a
to
huge
really keep
part
in
of
mind.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also just recognize we have this natural fight or flight mechanism in our brain. So like when things happen that feel like a threat, like we respond. So it can be that fight or flight. And so that is recognizing kind of all those things come into play. So if we're a little more jumpy, if we have more stress, if we're more anger, and we kind of have this mindset of like, the world is against me, what's wrong with this, blah, 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 we're more likely to get road rage.
So this is all kind of a thought process, right?
Hugely,
Like, and
yes.
you're saying it is important to actually watch what you're thinking.
Yeah, I think for myself especially, right? So when I'm late or when I'm stressed and I've cut my time too short, I'm like angry at this other person that they're going too slow. The reality is
Should be angry at yourself.
I'm accountable,
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
So literally my husband and I were in the car the other day and I was like, stressed. And I was like, you know, this one, I wouldn't be experiencing this if we had left 10 minutes earlier. And he's a smart man. He goes, there's something to that, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's really recognizing if you're feeling road rage, anger, that's more about you than the other person. So be thoughtful of how you're thinking. Are you thinking about this as a human being in front of you? It's somebody's grandma. It's maybe somebody's teenage son learning to drive. It's maybe a new mom who has kids in the car, right? Maybe it's somebody from out of state who's totally uncomfortable on the highway and is just really overwhelmed that they're now in 4 lanes when they only ever drive in 2. And so it's being aware like they're a person, and then really check yourself if you assume they're doing it to make you mad. So we were talking about that, like you accidentally cut somebody off or somebody accidentally cuts you off. They weren't like, oh, that lady looks like somebody I want to mess with, I'm gonna cut her off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, oftentimes we're not perfect drivers. And so it's really being thoughtful if you're assuming this person is like out to get you, and then assuming that they're like a bad person. They're just another person that you might encounter every day.
And I do think that like fight or flight kind of kicks in, right?
Yes.
When someone starts tailgating you, like they're putting you at risk. And so you're like, hey, back off. Or when someone cuts you off, like when I had kids in my car, like little ones, like that would take me to over the top, you know?
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
you know, I find that, I don't know about you, but sometimes in the car I have to like turn on a song and start singing or like take a deep breath or do those types of like things that put me in a calmer state.
You are doing exactly the things I would recommend, right? So first we're being aware of our thoughts. How are we thinking about it? And then how do we help our body relax? Yep.
Yeah.
Put on music. Put in something you enjoy listening to. Drop your shoulders. Am I gripping? Relax this. Is my jaw clenched? Relax your jaw. And then relax your belly. You can even sit back and feel your lower back a little more supported. So it's doing those things and then and I use the mentality, if you get pulled over for speeding, you're going to be more late. Right? If you're angry, it doesn't help you get there faster. You're just feeling more angry and stressed out. You're not going to feel better. And so, yeah, going to the body and doing those simple relaxation techniques sincerely will help.
So the whole idea here is to not have any conflict on the road, right? Like we've established that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't want to have the conflict on the road.
Yeah.
What do you find? What happens if you are though, and
yeah.
somebody's mad at you, or
Yeah.
they're freaking out at you, or you're the victim of the road
Yep.
rage?
Yep. So if we're trying to avoid the conflict, try to only honk if you really need to, if it's dangerous. If you're just annoyed with somebody, try not to honk. For me, I used to honk 4 years ago. I won't now because I've seen the way people respond and how it can agitate people.
Yep.
So don't be one of the person who tailgates, right? Try not to be the instigator, right? And then if you find that you are, right, just get out of the lane. Right, if they're making gestures and making rude comments, try just to keep your eyes on the road and calm and keep driving. Let them kind of go. And then if it's really dangerous, that's when you can drive to a police station or drive somewhere where there's going to be a lot of people if you need to pull over, if they're continuing to follow you and be really aggressive. But the main thing is try to just be like, that person's having a really bad day. I'm glad I'm not that angry. I'm not angry. I'm going to let them just pass me because I want to stay safe.
I think about that sometimes too, like when I've been feeling vulnerable, like someone is tailgating me or whatever, if I move over and they move over too, I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Like, you don't want to be this victim, right? Are they really after you, or do they just need to get over? There have been times where I've actually like pulled off.
Yes.
On an off ramp and gone into like a parking lot of a restaurant or something.
Exactly.
And just me taking a few seconds to take
Yes.
some deep breaths and make sure that they're not.
Yeah, you're 100%
know.
right. I've had that same experience where I accidentally cut somebody off, and the man was so irate by the time we got. He was out his car window screaming, yelling, cursing at me, and I was just shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to take a second, pulled off, and like pulled myself together because that fight or flight then kicks in on the other end.
Yep.
And so absolutely do what you need to do just to kind of stay safe. And if they're following you, go someplace where it's highly populated. So, yeah.
Is there something about being in the car, and a lot of times you're by yourself, right? Like you're acting a different way when you're by yourself in your car than maybe if your family's in there. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm more apt to road rage if you're in there by yourself. Like, is this because it's your little space? You've had all these things all day that have irritated you, but you somehow are like defending your space. Back to the fight or flight thing a little bit.
What I would recommend, if that's happening, is you find that if you find yourself kind of like getting really agitated, like noticing that and being like, okay, what else might I need to validate for myself right now? This has been a really hard day. I'm feeling really stressed. This is the only time where I'm by myself and I'm in traffic, and that's really hard. So being able to like take it to that next level and be like, what else might I be kind of irked about? What else is getting to me? What can be helpful, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that just happened. Ooh, what else is going on? And then if you find yourself really experiencing it on a repeated basis, then I just encourage you to like talk to somebody, coming in and talking in therapy and being like, I don't know why I'm so mad, but I find I'm just losing my mind. I've had a client come in just a few months ago for that, like, I thought I was doing better, but then as I'm driving, I'm like mad every time. Absolutely, let's talk about it and explore it.
I feel like there needs to be like a universal sign that you can give to the other driver of like, oh my gosh, my bad, I didn't mean it.
On that idea, I thought somebody should have invented this a long time ago. I've always thought of this.
Yeah.
A voice to text thing through your phone, sorry, and a little light pops up on the back of your, it's a little thing that sits on the back that says sorry, like a Lyft or an Uber or whatever.
Because
Accidentally,
that can
my
go a long
bad.
way.
happen.
Right.
And if you
like that, sorry,
I'm
or like
so sorry.
or as they're passing, your head, you can be like, I'm sorry.
I know.
Like I've done that too. Like,
Yes.
ooh, I did just cut you off. I'm so sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
mean to.
It wasn't
But I
intentional.
like your idea.
I've thought about that for like decades now.
Yeah. Shoot
and
the
now
person a gift card. Sorry.
Yeah. But then I'm like, the flip side of that is what's to stop you from saying really terrible things in there too? Right? Like you voice something and then you're like,
Or the
road
person just
rage
uses
even
it
gets,
20 times a day. Sorry.
The naive me would like to think that most of the time it's an accident.
Yes.
Most of the time people aren't trying to be jerks driving. And so the whole little like, oh my God, I'm so my kids are like, Mom, they can't hear you. I'm like, I know, but I feel really bad.
Sometimes my kids join me. They'll like, when somebody lets us in,
I'll roll
do
the window down. I'll like,
Exactly. So those do make a
things.
difference,
Yeah.
right? And we're in this together.
Dr. Ryan, thank you. It's always so fun to see you.
Good to see you.
Appreciate you being here. If you find yourself getting really angry or maybe losing it, flying off the handle repeatedly, talk with somebody.
I'll leave you a check on the counter when you're heading out, doctor. Nystrom & Associates provides care in the fields of psychiatry, psychology, family therapy, and more. If you're struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, or addiction, just reach out to them.
Coming up next.